guys, Darren Enns from fishingmoney.com here. How you doing? Hope you're having a good time. Catching any fish? I was gonna ask you, did you guys ever seen one of these before? Anybody use one of these? It's I can't read it backwards. It's Boomerang. Yeah, Boomerang, because it's backwards. It's Boomerang Tool Company. Have you ever used one of these? That's pretty cool. It's very lightweight, small. Oh, see it locked up on me. You push it in to lock it up, push it out to unlock it. But yeah, it's a good, nice little line scissors right there for you. And it's got this nice little lanyard on it so you can clip it on your vest or whatever. Although I have noticed this. I hope that thing doesn't break on me. It's not gonna focus, but that little string right there is starting to wear out. Anyway, Boomerang Tool Company makes those. It's pretty good. I keep it on me when I'm out there fishing. Question of the day: what do you guys use for fishing rod holders? So you got a bunch of rods, right, that you've acquired over the years, or you got 2 or 3 anyway. How do you keep them from getting broken? How do you keep them from getting tangled up? What kind of fishing rod holders do you guys like to use? And this video that I'm making here is going to go on one of my blog posts that talks about it. And I just want to mention a few different kinds that you can look into and make if you're looking to make a fishing rod holder for yourself. So if I'm looking down, I apologize, but I got my notes here so I don't forget one. But a lot of guys will make fishing rod holders out of PVC, and I'm sure you've seen all those, or they sit on the ground and they cut the PVC pipes so you can stick the end of your rods in them. So yeah, you have your PVC ones. You have the traditional screw it in the wall or screw it in the ceiling bicycle hooks. 2 hooks in the ceiling and put your rod on it, or 2 hooks on the wall and put it on like a gun rack. So yeah, you have your traditional bicycle hook fishing rod holders. But there's some other ones too that I've seen around. In the back of my truck, I have a camper shell, or just a shell on the back of the truck, and inside of it I have one of those stretchy nets that you use on the back of your truck to tie things down. I have one stretched across the ceiling of my shell, so that when we go fishing I can pull that down and put the rods in and then let it go back up, and it holds some of my rods up and keeps them up off the floor so that they don't roll around or have something fall on them and break the tips of them. So that's one way. I've seen a Catfish and Carp did a video. I like watching his stuff. He did a video where he takes some bungee cords inside of his car and puts them across the car from the O-hell handles on each side and in the back. So he has 2 bungee cords stretched across the car and does the same thing. You pull those things down and put your rod in it and then let it go, and it holds your rods up on the ceiling, and that way you're not fighting your rods while you're trying to drive, especially in a car. I have a truck, but I could understand in a car when you're trying to get your fishing rods in there, you could have an issue with that. I've also I saw one that was pretty good. If you guys just want a simple easy one for your garage, take a pool noodle, right, and then screw it to the wall. Maybe put about 4 screws in it, screw it to the wall with a couple washers so that it won't come off, and then make some slices in the pool noodle. Depending on the amount of rods that you have or the amount of space you need, you just make a few slices, and that way you stick your rod on the ground and push it into the pool noodle, and that way your rods can be all lined up on the wall right there. Now that's a cheap and easy way to do it. If you got a mess with your fishing rods, that's about as cheap a way as I've seen and easy to get your fishing rods up off keep them from tangling up, because you know how that goes. Actually, I have a mess of fishing rods right now that I need to untangle. So at the end of a trip, a lot of times you'll just gather everything up and throw it in the back of the truck or whatever, and sometimes when you pull it out, it's going to take a little while to fix it up. So it's often definitely better to when you go to put things away to try to keep those things untangled. And also I will say too, with the pool noodle is a simple way to make a off topic a little, but a simple way to make a cover for your rod is the same thing. Take a pool noodle and slice it up the middle. Make sure you slice it nice and straight, right up the middle. Not all the way through, but only through one side. And then that way you can take that pool noodle and open it up and put it around your rod. And that'll hold your little hooks that you probably still got hanging on there. It'll keep your string and the eyes of your rod from tangling up on other rods as well. If you have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 rods, we have 4 boys, so sometimes we have quite a few rods out there, especially if we're taking 2 each. You can get quite a few rods, and it sure helps to keep them untangled if you can do something like that with a pool noodle to keep them all separate. You got to keep them separated. Anyway, I hope if you've listened to this, I hope you guys probably have some ideas of different types of fishing rod holders, either for your car, truck, your garage, at home, anything like that. If you have some ideas of fishing rod holders that I haven't mentioned, I already thought of another one in the bucket. I saw this idea where you take PVC of different sizes, PVC pipe, and cut it about the same height as a 5-gallon bucket, and then drop them all. Just fill that whole bucket with PVC, drop down in there. And now you have all different size holes inside the bucket, and you can take your rods and stick them in those holes. That's another way to make a PVC rod holder without having to glue anything or anything like that. Just fill a bucket full of PVC pipes and different sizes, bigger sizes, smaller sizes, and that way you can put your rod to the backs of your rod in there to hold them up. But if you got some other ideas, I'm sure you do. There's 100 ideas out there. Leave those ideas in the comments below so we can help some other people come up with ideas how to keep their rods all put together, either on display or just keep them organized. All right, thanks a lot, Fishing Money friends. Don't forget to visit me on my blog, fishingmoney.com, and don't forget to comment below. Take it easy.